Good evening and welcome to the third match of the day. We've had exciting two matches today. We just saw United FC versus Majaz FC. A wonderful last minute goal by Vivek, the savior for United fourth phase. The boys will be celebrating, and now we have two matches, two teams competing against each other. Kraken FC versus Espnoyal FC. For viewers who tuned in now, this is the second season of Namma Bengaluru League 11-a-side tournament. Krakens FC versus Espnoyal FC. Krakens, though, on one hand, is a very new team. It was just formed a year ago, but the team is not to be taken lightly. They definitely have a lot of players like Mehul Shreyas, Arvind from Real Chikmagalur, Ibrahim, who's played for the HL and Santosh Trophy. And on the other hand, we have Espnoyal FC. The team actually named their team Espinal because the playing style is quite similar to that of the Spains, and that is why they came up with such a name. Quite exciting to have player teams and players with different backgrounds and different histories come together at this Namma Bengaluru League here today at the HAL Stadium. If you are just tuning in now, share this link with your friends and family and pour in some comments and love for the players here. We want to celebrate the local stars of, of the Bangalore circuit, and that is what we aim to do at the NBL 11-a-side season 2 here at the HAL grounds. And this is the playing 11 for Espinal. They have a bunch of really exciting, talented players here. Manish here, Surya, Ibrahim. the squad for Espnoyal there. Goalkeeper Ayush at 1. Right centre back Vidyat at 6. Krakens here with a formation of 3-4-3. Arvind, the goalkeeper. You've really quite a bunch of different people from different backgrounds here. A lot of people here have played for different divisions here, actually. Mehul Shreyas at 22, he's played for the Kerala Premier League, Gokulam FC. Eyes will be definitely on him today. Arvind, the goalkeeper at 1, has played for Real Chikmagalur. Ibrahim here at 29 has played for HAL Santosh Trophy, in fact. Both teams definitely have a strong history, strong players. It will be exciting to see what unfolds as the match progresses. We will be starting the match in a few more seconds. On the right, in the orange jersey, we have Espinoyal, and on the left, at purple jerseys, we have Krakens FC. It's a fairly new team. They've just formed it a year ago, but they definitely do have strong bunch of players from different backgrounds, something that they can use to their advantage. And we are off. Good start to the game here. Krakens FC versus Espinoyal FC. Both teams will be trying to take possession of that ball as the game unfolds in the first half. Krakens FC there with an opportunity, and this could be a goal for Krakens. But Espinoyal takes the ball away. A good kick by Shreyas there. By Krakens. Espnoyal FC though is not giving an opportunity for Krakens here. Really good clearance by the team. Very long kick. Then this could be an opportunity there for Krakens. A good header by them. Nicely taken the ball from Espinoyal there. And that is an opportunity for Espinoyal. Good defending there. Really good defend by Krakens. Both teams playing long passes, trying to take that ball to the other side and get control over the ball and put it into that penalty box. And out it goes. The umpire calls for it. Both teams are not wasting any time, quickly taking the ball and making that kick. A good pass by Espinal, and out it goes. Karthik there with the ball, passed it on to Aves. Good attempt by Espinal. And the umpire calls for it. A yellow card for Ibrahim from Krakens FC. We are only the 5 minutes of the game and already there's one yellow card for Ibrahim. May prove to be costly. A good tackle by Espinoyal. A good long pass by Krakens FC. Really good tackle by Espinoyal team. Passes it on to number 6. Always there at number 9. Passes it on. The team has quickly caught it on and passed it on to the teammates. It's been a slow but a really steady build up by both teams. Both teams are equally trying to one up each other and take possession of that ball, not giving up at any side. Espinal there with those long passes, trying to make it into the penalty box. Good teamwork by Krakens here. Long pass to the other side. We've passed 10 minutes of the game, and there has been very slow but steady build up of the game. And that may be an opportunity that they need. And that is a handball. They have called for it. Will the referee give it? Major discussions going on. We've passed 10 minutes of the game. They've been exciting but slow build up here. Yes. We're at 16 minutes of the game. Krakens FC versus Espnoyal FC. And at the commentary box, we have Nachiket here, and along with myself, Anmol Rao. The players here have played 3 matches today, and we were discussing how recovery is an important aspect, for players, especially at the amateur level, to keep them, in good spirits and always keep their bodies well maintained. Nachiket, how do you think recovery plays a good role for young players at this level here?
Uh, I feel recovery is sort of like, using a charger for your phone. You work hard throughout the game, throughout the week in the gym, and at the end of it, what you want to do is you want to be able to apply the same effort on, the following days as well. You don't want to just give your best on one day. You want to give your best every single day. And recovery is one of these things that helps you follow your dreams and, fulfill your potential. So I would say recovery as a whole is as important as exerting, forcing yourself and just giving your all.
Absolutely, I think you're right. And that was Nachiket from Project Metal, our sponsors for the league here at NBL Season 2 11-a-side tournament. If you are watching and if you are at the HL ground, you can visit them and know more about how they help young players in the Bangalore circuit and otherwise. Just building up on what you said, Nachiket, how would you usually suggest young players to, recovery? What are the tools or products that they could use, either DIY or otherwise?
So one of the tools that I would recommend, personally, is the ice bath. It, it definitely helps you, lower your core temperature and help spread the lactic acid buildup. Apart from that, in terms of DIY, cold shower is definitely beneficial.
I've definitely heard about the cold uh, shower and ice bath itself, something that's quite viral on Instagram and this one most athletes do try, especially elite athletes like Ronaldo or something. So I would urge our viewers and the players here today who are watching and listening to us to, visit Project Metal and try out and learn about them as well. 21 minutes of the game has passed by. Both teams are equally battling out for that first goal of the game. You never know when one can actually score the goal because in last match there was a goal scored at the last minute, so things can just turn around quickly. Talking about players and tournaments like especially NBL, at what we aim to do is we want to celebrate the superstars of Bangalore and the local circuit. How do you think a tournament like this, usually helps players at an amateur level, to take them into Super Division A or, into the I League themselves? How do you think this benefits players?
I feel something like NBL, is a really great initiative. Initially, there used to be very few places where, or very few avenues you could approach where you could, build enough experience for you to be, at that A level, A division or super division level. I think NBL, really gives these players a lot of exposure and a lot of good experience so that they can build their, I would say, resume per se.
And if you, on a lighter note, if you would want to go back to your college days, would you want a tournament like NBL to be there? Probably.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would probably be wishing that, NBL started much sooner than it did, but better late than never. I mean, yeah.
Nashike, talking about recovery, is there any particular time of the day that you usually or in general the recovery is usually suggested that individuals or athletes do it after the game, before the game, or during a rest day? When do athletes usually usually prefer to do recovery?
So the best preferred time is, right after a solid workout or, a intense match. Or the, I would say, next best thing is on your rest days, you can use any of the recovery-based tools, something like a massage gun or an ice bath, and that would, get you sorted for whenever you have to push yourself. Whenever you're feeling tired or sore, is the best time to have your recovery-based solution set up.
And I will definitely be trying those ice baths of yours. Probably come down to Project Metal and try those ice baths. A player from Espanoyol FC is down. That may prove to be costly for the team, considering that both teams haven't really made a goal and they would want the best of the best playing here today. That is Kritik for Espanyol FC, the left winger for the team. Really quick on his feet there. A player that the team might really need to hold on to the entire of the match, and he's out. Let's see how the game unfolds. And now this could probably be the time that he might just need his ice bath. We're left with only 3 minutes of the the first half of the game. Both teams are equally competing well against each other and giving a very good fight. Espanoyl FC trying to get back to the control. We're at the 30 minutes of the last game for the day, and we see equal build up by both teams here, but it's going very slowly. And and Krakens FC have scored a goal just at the end of the first half, just when you thought it was going very easy. Such slow build up, but yet they kept the momentum going, and they managed to score that goal. Wonderful goal by Krakens FC. They maintained that build up throughout the first half, took it slowly, and into that penalty box. And that brings us to the end of the first half of the game. Satwik there, the scorer for Krakens FC. An exciting first half. Just when you think that both teams were going easy, Krakens managed to score that goal. What do you think, Nachiket? Krakens FC have managed to make that goal at the last minute. Do you think Espanoyol FC will manage to score another goal and probably make it a draw, if not at least win the game?
Yeah, I mean the game seems to be, pretty equally poised. A goal here and there can, just it, it just gives a bonus for Kraken, but it's not like Espinal is, totally out of the game. So definitely, if they can just keep the ball with themselves and have some patience, they can easily get a goal back, I feel.
Absolutely. They have really strong players that they can count on in the second half. 30 minutes is all they need to make that goal and turn the tables. Manish, their extraordinary player, they will count on his abilities. The winger there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You want me to? The game will start in a few minutes. And while it starts, Nachiket, we were talking about recovery. And do you suggest that only athletes or, you know, individuals who have played, professionals or, at least amateurs take up recovery? Or, would you suggest it to all individuals as well? How do you look at recovery?
To be honest, a great question. We started Project Metal with the main idea of making recovery, for the average gym goer. We don't want it to be restricted only to the elite athletes or, the professional players. We want every person to be able to experience the benefits and advantages of recovery. So I would say it's important for everyone.
I think that's a very good aspect that you brought in, because we look at recovery as only something that professional athletes do, take a day off in their gym schedule, right? And that is anybody who should do it, if he or she is either hitting the gym or probably just even walking, probably a different kind of recovery that would be, but he or she must get into that recovery mode. Very right, rightfully said there, Nachiket. and we are starting the second half of the game. Espanoyol FC will look to break the momentum of Krakens there and score that goal, and that is what it seems like they are doing. For viewers who've tuned in now, this is the third match of day two of NBL 11-a-side Season 2 tournament. Krakens FC versus Espanoyol FC. Krakens in blue jerseys and Espanoyol FC in orange jersey. Espanoyol FC trying to take possession of that ball here. But talking about the league, Nachiket, who are your favorites for this team? Any for personal favorites and individual favorites as players as well?
I'd say I know a lot of players personally from Espnoyal FC. There's one particular individual I'd probably say is my favorite. His name is Pranav. Um, I think he is on the pitch right now. So they have a couple of stars here and there. So I'd say probably Espanyol because I'm biased in that sense.
Nepotism at its best, ladies and gentlemen. A good clearance there by the team. But talking about recovery again, Nachiket, how do you look at recovery from different sports like shooting or archery, which doesn't usually involve uh, very it may not be very physically challenging like that of football or athletics, but it does definitely come with own challenges. So how do you look at recovery for sports like these?
I'd say, like mainly recovery. I feel many people view it as a more physical aspect. There's a psychological aspect in that as well. So something like an ice bath is, or a cold shower first thing in the morning is very difficult mentally. It's about building mental toughness. So I think probably for people who are in archery, something like a massage gun for their back or their arms is more beneficial, I would say.
Absolutely. I mean, I think you raised a very important topic. The mental aspect is equally important as well as the physical aspect as well. Krakens there, an opportunity for Krakens, but saved by Espanyol FC. viewers who are tuning in, this is season 2 of NBL 11-a-side tournament, the third match and the final match for the day, Krakens FC versus Espnoyal FC. It's 24 degrees Celsius, easy weather today. Talking about the weather, Nachiket, are there any particular days uh, that players must play? A good save there, a wonderful save by Espnoyal FC, and a call by the referee there. A player is down, saved by Krakens. Apologies for that. Krakens there with the long pass. Getting back to our conversation, is there any particular weather that playing football is allowed to? I mean, considering that you have played previously in your younger days.
So I'd say back when I used to play, we used to have our C division, C and B division matches at 12 p.m., which was probably the worst time to play on turf because your boots feel like they're melting under your feet, and once you've warmed up, you're like, yeah, I just want to go home. I can't play the entire game. So I'd say something like sometime like this after probably 5 p.m. It's the best time to play football because it's uh, the weather is very pleasant and it's not that hot. Plus, how Bangalore weather is, right?
Absolutely. And that is probably the USP of this tournament, that the matches are held after 7 and 8 p.m. And as the league progresses, the matches will be held in the morning. So the weather is definitely not a hindrance for players. Very cool and breezy environment in the morning as well as early in the morning as well as late in the evening as well. We're left with only 20 minutes for the game. Espional FC will look to crack into that defense line and score that goal. They are repeatedly coming into that penalty box, but somewhere they are losing it all. The defense line of Krakens is proving to be too good for Espinal. They will look to take the team head on in the remaining 20 minutes of the game. A good kick there by Krakens FC into the penalty box, and a good save, and that such a good save, such a good save. That could have just taken Krakens into two. Espinal a nil. Clear save by the defending line of Espnoyal FC there. Right in time, exactly when the team wanted him. Probably one of the best clearances of the tournament here. Long pass there by Krakens, but two above the goalpost and far wide as well. We're left with only 18 minutes for the game, and Krakens FC definitely have cracked the game as of now. One goal by Krakens FC. Can Espinal make that one more goal, bring it to a draw, and probably even get that lead with another goal? A long kick by Krakens FC, and it is near the penalty box, and he just slips. Project Metal coming to your rescue there, Krakens FC. Espnoyal FC really trying to break into that and get that another goal. They really need to play easy but still make steady progress. OZ there for Espanola FC. Passes it on but goes out. A really good attempt by Espinal, but just doesn't go into that penalty box. Krakens FC has the ball into the penalty box. Good attempt by the fellow teammate, but unfortunately, and that is a yellow card for Sunil from Krakens FC. 22, a long pass, trying to make the best of this. Krakens FC takes it. We are back to Espnoyal FC. They're left with only 12 minutes for the game, and Espinal will look to make the most out of this, take the team head on, and that is what they're doing. They will look to score that first goal, try to at least make it a draw, or probably even make that into a 2-1 if possible. Espinal trying to get into that penalty box. Good passes by the team. Pranav there passes it on to Rishan. Rishan then passes it on. We are back to Krakens FC, unfortunately, for Espinal. Will they be able to make that one more goal? Is all they need for that draw. A long pass there. A good attempt to get it into the penalty box. An opportunity there at the last 10th minute of the game for Krakens FC to probably just score that another goal. A long pass, but a good save, a wonderful save by Espinoyal FC. Krakens FC. Espnoyal FC taking charge, getting into that penalty box. And there is, will they make it? A kick there, but saved by Krakens FC. A penalty for Espinal FC. What an opportunity this is. What an opportunity. Just at the 10th minute of the game, at the last 10 minutes of the game, this is what they needed. Something which could change the tables. The players here still trying to communicate with the referee and pleading. A wonderful opportunity for Espinal. Adin is at the ball. He will look to make the most out of this opportunity. One goal and things could change for the team. One goal is all they need. Will they make it? Ayush, the goalkeeper, at one. He will give his best there. And the goal it is for Espinal. They have turned the tables. Wonderful, wonderful goal. Aiden it is for Espinal FC. Turn the tables. An equalizer. Just what they needed. Just what they needed. Just when you thought Krakens would go home victorious, Aiden has changed it for the team. The boy will go home happy. Only if it is a draw. But if Kraken scores that another goal, Espinal will have to push for themselves. A corner kick for Krakens. Both teams not looking to waste any time. Left with only 5 minutes for the game. Oh, wonderful kick there by Espinal. But a good save by Krakens. Arvind there for Krakens. The wall for Krakens. The man is tall, using his physique to the best of his abilities. But that didn't go well the last time they kicked it through him. Aiden there with the ball, passes it on to Krakens. A long pass, but taken away by Espnoyal FC. Espnoyal FC trying to make it into that penalty box, score that another goal that they need. We're left with only 2 minutes. Both teams will look to score that another goal, but it looks like it will be a tie. They will have to settle for 1 point each today. But can the tables turn? They have turned before at the last minute, just a few seconds before. Both teams will be hoping for that same luck today. Krakens FC going for that, passing it on. Jay passes it on there to his teammate. And we're back to Espinal FC. A long pass, not wasting any time. And we're back with Krakens FC. Espinal FC there will look to clear that ball. Kraken and saved easily by Espinal FC. Ayush there at one, goalkeeper for Espinal. And a foul at the last minute of the game. Something that might prove to be very costly. Krakens will look to make the most out of this. This could be what they needed. Can change the game altogether. Take that into a 2-1. A long pass there. An attempt at a header, but way too above the line. We're left with only few more minutes. Will they be able to make that? It is an end of a wonderful game. Krakens FC 1, Espnoyal FC 1. That is the first draw of NBL 11 aside season 2 here at the HAL ground. Both teams have fought well, and Espinal FC just managed to score that goal just few minutes before the end. The boys will go back home happy. Krakens FC 1, Espinal FC 1. If you look, in fact, Krakens FC have shots on the target 5. They were repeatedly trying to get that into the penalty box. And when finally they did, Espinal FC somehow luck was on their side and they got that